Now then, let's have a look at all hunters that have gotten really big buffs because of the persona adjustment, and the first one will be Joseph. So for Joseph, it's going to be quite interesting here because from the side of Joseph, we can actually use Overwhelm on a lot of survivors as well. I'm just going to get Perfumer down here, and we do see someone else that's very nearby towards us as well. But before that too, let me tell you this one interesting part. Basically, Obsession works really well. Sorry, not Obsession. Famine works really well with JoJo 2. What is Famine? Famine basically allows the survivor's decoding speed to be reduced by 8% if there are no survivors within you within 18 meters. And when JoJo is inside his photo world, this procs for 50 seconds when the game starts. So this is absolutely insane from the side of Joseph too. And not only that as well, right? If you're able to get 2 survivors down on towards the chair, or even 3 or even more, you're basically going to be able to activate Overwhelm as well, which basically reduces your attack recovery by 5, 10 and 15% for each different survivor you knock down. So as we see here, right? 2 survivors are knocked down. You've overwhelmed here for 5%, so 2 survivors equals to 5%. Once you get your 3rd survivor, it will now be 10% as it is currently 2 stacks. As you see here, it's 10% for 2 stacks. If we move, let's say, towards another survivor, our 4th survivor who is up and live and kicking, in which it will be TME, Joseph can basically get 15% attack recovery rate. And that, genuinely speaking, is really fast. When you pair this up, by the way, with his chair camp, if he does bring Berserker 2, his attack recovery speed is going to be insanely strong. But honestly speaking with you, right, Famine, Wish, Obsession, Wish, Overwhelm with Berserker on a Joseph like this is gonna be insanely scary next season moving on forward. The next one would actually be Hermit. So there's a lot of things that's actually really good for Hermit as well, and we can actually go through them one by one as well, right? But overall, as of now for Hermit, as we all do know too, very similar to JoJo, Overwhelm works really well. It's essentially with the fact that when Survivor wants to body block too, right? Overwhelm basically allows you to stack multiple times. So like if survivors do a lot of body block scenarios, as we can see here, right? All the bots are trying to body block for this doctor right now. You can, potentially speaking, activate Overwhelm immediately during like the 1st or the 2nd chair. So as you can see here, I am just gonna get all the survivors down. So we're gonna be able to get 3 survivors down here in total. We are also going to be able to activate Overwhelm here, which is 2 extra stacks. But not to let forget about one extra thing. And what is that one extra thing too? That one extra thing is Impact has been buffed greatly as well from the side of our Hunters Post 1 and 2, from 20% to 30% to 40% per each stack of increased healing time necessarily needed. So that simply just means that the more Survivor wants to body block, the worse it'll get for them, because they cannot Cypher Rush up against a Hermit anymore. Yes, they might be able to carry healing, but even with carrying healing, it just might not be enough, right? So Hermit next season is going to be a huge menace, especially for the survivors as well. Even with his decoding speed reduced, he is able to get the attack recovery so fast. If we just maybe teleport towards another survivor right now, let's see how fast we can actually get this attack recovery animation on. So this is the Perfumer. We attack her normally. Oh, I didn't get it. Hold on. We attack her normally here. 15% attack recovery speed. It's basically pretty fast, especially if you want to follow up too with like another Miracle Orb. But Hermit is going to be another one of those hunters that is getting a huge buff because of the persona buffs. And then next here will actually be for Undead. Undead, in one sense, is also getting a huge buff as well, just because of the fact that his Overwhelm ability also helps him out quite a lot. If we just knock Perfumer down here and look for another survivor immediately, you are going to be able to 100% gain that very fast attack recovery stack. So if we just teleport towards another survivor, okay, we're back to the Perfumer, but if we just teleport towards another survivor, let's say for this Mercenary right now, we would be able to stack Overwhelming here as well, right? So that's only 2 hits, and we're just one more hit away from getting this towards... There we go. So we should be able to see the Overwhelm stack here immediately. You can see here too, right? But that's not only it. that's not only it for Undead. Undead also works really well with Street Sweeper, in which basically self-healing rate is reduced by quite a significant amount as well. So if you are near the last survivor, or if you want to try to prevent survivor from crawling or self-healing as fast, Street Sweeper is also a really nice persona. Not only that too, because Impact has been buffed, we can't forget about Impact. Because Impact have been buffed, even though you're really far away from the other survivors, they can't heal as fast as before. Right? After they have gotten healed from being incapped, it still takes them like 40% longer to self-heal, just because of the fact that you brought Impact too. So like from the side of our Undead, it is absolutely insane from his point of view too. But not only that as well, if I'm not wrong, I think I'm quite sure with Claustrophobia 2 here being buffed, like one of Undead's biggest issues is actually the exit gate, right? With Claustrophobia being buffed as well, where like if there's 3 moving survivors on the map and the exit gate decoding speed is decreased by 15%, that just means there's less likely of a chance of survivors being able to get out, get a 3-man endgame 3-man escape, right? It'll be more or like a 3-man endgame 2-man escape for a tie game, but it's going to be way harder now for survivors to get a 3-man escape because of that 15% slow exit opening speed. The very last one will actually be for Mad Eyes. Mad Eyes is very similar to all the characters that we've been talking about before as well, right? But what we can't forget about when it comes to Mad Eyes is actually the fact that he is a very good slug hunter too. But let's get towards the more important ones. First and foremost, Famine works really well with this character. Right, so basically early game for 50 seconds, survivors' decoding speed is reduced by 6/8% depending on whether they've adjusted it or not. And not only that too, because you can slug up against survivors like these, it just makes it way easier for you to get your attack recovery speed as well. Like if we just teleport towards a survivor, we will be able to stack Overwhelm really fast. And the faster your attack recovery speed is, the better your chair camp is as well. So like, let's not forget, this guy is absolutely insane at chair camping. Right, so like if you brought Berserker, great. If you brought Overwhelm, even better. Right, because now his attack recovery speed is just so fast. And not only that too, when you chip survivors, they can't even heal as fast. Right, and the reason why they can't even heal as fast is because of Impact too. Impact does so much for next season, which is why healers are going to be so important moving on from next season onwards as well. So like, you can't really sleep on any of these survivors. No, not even survivors, any of these hunters in general, right? So like, Mad Eyes is going to be seen as a huge threat next season too. It's a very nice persona buff for Mad Eyes mains, but these are all the kind of hunters that are receiving typically big buffs. When it comes to this persona page, we can talk about the smaller ones in another video later on, but I would like to dedicate this video just to these 4 hunters: Joseph, Hermit, Mad Eyes, and Undead. But that's it for the video for today. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you all in the next video.